All right, now we're at K4PEW, the Mount Juliet Simplex Radio Net. I'm going to try to go as quickly as possible since I already wasted 5 minutes. Good evening, my name is Paul, K4PEW with the Mount Juliet Simplex Radio Net. Is there any emergency or priority traffic? Obviously not. If anyone has an emergency, call 911. If we can't do that, call us. We'll do it for you. The net may be broken at any time for an emergency. For information on the site, you can see us on 146415.net, 146415.net, or you can go to Yahoo groups at MJ_SS, or you can go to K4PEW at ARRL.net. That's my email address. We normally meet at 8 p.m. every Saturday and Wednesday evening. Saturday. We're conducting that in 146.415 FM Simplex. The purpose of the net is to have fun and help people build better systems so they can serve themselves in the community, their families in the community, and in a real emergency, which we hope will never happen. We invite everyone to use the net to announce amateur radio events and activities in support of the local community. Does anybody have any announcements? Oh, very good. The big announcements, of course, are next this coming Tuesday night at Vanderbilt. They have a net on on Tuesday nights at 7:30 p.m. and that's also it's the Vanderbilt Amateur Radio Club at 443-800, and then a plus offset and a PL of 123. And then, of course, our net on Wednesday night, and then I'll do it again next Wednesday. But the club over I'll get it right. Wilson County Amateur Radio Club has a net. At 8 p.m. on Thursdays, 147 and 105 at a plus offset and 156.7 tone. Now, any other announcements? Also, Saturday, today's Saturday, but next Saturday is the breakfast, 8 a.m. barbecue. I'll be sending out a reminder on that. Hoping maybe somebody went to the Bowling Green Ham Fest. We can get an update on that. I did not go. I was too busy sleeping. Anybody else have any other announcements? Then we shall begin the net. Tonight we're going to start over on the east side, which is east of Mount Juliet. Please come in.
WA4ZHI.
All right, James, you got to be first this time, very first. Rotating around the compass here. How you doing tonight?
Oh, feeling a little under weather, not too bad.
Well, the weather's going to get cooler, so get better faster. I was going to ask a question tonight. What was that question? Oh, yes, I was just going to ask kind of a really, I'll call it a housekeeping question. If you find that there's too many emails in my reminders, because I usually send out one for each night, and then I send out maybe a couple of interests, so there may be 3 or 4 during the week, so I'm saying that for everybody. But do you find those to be too many?
I haven't really noticed it being too many.
All right, well, that's good. You're not going to hurt my feelings, believe me, because if people don't like it, they can either delete them or they can unsubscribe from the daily. They can even send out one. There's a summary section you can get there. But anyway, some people don't need the summaries or don't want emails, but that's what I'm asking. Anyway, also we're doing, I forgot to mention, we're doing the sales swap, swindle and trade net right afterwards, as well as the 2-meter sideband net on 144-200. So anyway, appreciate you being there, James. You got a great signal as always. Let's move on then. Who else east of Mount Juliet?
K4TW.
Hey, how are you doing tonight?
Who's hey?
You, I'm sorry. Hi, Wes. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. Over here in Echo Mike 66 Victor Charlie. Emails are all right. Everything's good out here in the eastern part of the county, KE4TWI.
Yeah, you got a decent signal tonight. Nice, a little bit of hash in there, but it's a nice solid audio. You sound good.
All right, all it is, KE4TWI.
Matter of fact, that's S5. I just happened to notice it in that last transmission, so you're doing better than average.
All right, chalk it up.
All right, very good, Wes. Appreciate you having in there. That's Kilo Echo 4 Tango Whiskey India, and he's in down near Watertown. And of course, the previous one was James Whiskey Alpha 4 Zulu Hotel India, and he is here right in the middle of Mount Juliet. Who else east of Mount Juliet Road?
KN4LXH.
Hello, Jimmy. How are you this evening?
I'm doing okay. How are you?
Well, I'm doing great, and you're about 10 or 12 over S9.
Yeah, I took down my outside 2-meter antenna and I put up a little beam in the attic, and I think it's pointed your way.
I don't know that I don't know that I can tell the difference because you always had a pretty good signal.
Yeah, well, I just don't have a room now to put up a 2-meter antenna. I'm going to have to figure out something on that, but I've bought a hex beam, so I've got to find a place to put that up.
Ah, a hex beam for HF.
Yes, sir.
A brand new one?
Brand new from MFJ.
Oh, yeah. Even those are pretty pricey, aren't they? What was it? Close to 400 maybe?
Yeah, a little over 400, and bought it at the Bowling Green Ham Fest.
Ah, so you can tell us. How well attended was that?
Well, at the time I was there, I would say they probably had maybe 70, 80 people in the room. MFJ was there and Ham World was there.
Oh, great. So there was an MFJ. Was the MFJ dealer from Kentucky or Tennessee?
That I don't know now.
I was curious, because you can be a dealer, and I don't even know all the dealers, quite honestly. The closest one I think we have here is, I don't know, it might be Gigaparts.
Well, Gigaparts does sell a lot of MFJ equipment, right?
Yes.
So I'm assuming, yeah, they're a dealer.
Yep, absolutely. All right, Jimmy, good to have you in there. And how many? Was it a big crowd? I mean, were you at the Lebanon Ham Quest?
Yes, sir, I was there.
Yeah, that's right. So how would it compare, do you think?
Well, the one in Lebanon is a bit bigger. I think we had 40-something tables, and the one at Bowling Green, I think they probably had around 30-something tables, but they did have MFJ there, so it's something.
Yeah, no, that's good. It's good. I'm not trying to see who's better or bigger. I just want to see how big the Bowling Green was, so I can go next year. Because I think they've done a pretty good job over there at the Ham Quest for just only being a couple. Well, I was the third one, I think, 3 years old.
Yeah, that's true. Bowling Green, on my impression, is it's a little bit smaller, but it looks pretty good.
All right, very good. You get to see some of the same junk that everybody brings to Ham Fest, and maybe some new stuff.
Yeah, well, there's always this group of 35 to 40-year-old shortwave receivers that show up and somebody wants to sell them, but that's always happens.
Yeah, I got you. Very good, Jimmy. Good to have you in here. Of course, that's Jimmy Kilo, November 4, Lima X-Ray Hotel, and he's in the northeast side over here, north of the Mount Juliet High School, just south of Lebanon Road. Before I go on, let me say that I'm also we're on a live stream tonight. It actually works, and that's you can look it up on YouTube. These are under my call, K4PEW, or you can look it up under Brain Trust. It's one word, BRAINTRUSTS. There's a few guys on there now, but I'm not so. I just want to. It's here there, obviously, so you can hear you can hear what I hear. So anyway, appreciate you being there, Jimmy. Who else east of Mount Juliet Road?
Whiskey 9 Bravo Oscar Quebec.
Hey, traveling musician, how you doing tonight there?
Well, my voice is a little raspy. I had surgery on Wednesday and had a tooth sucked out of my throat for 2 hours, so I'm a little raspy.
Oh, that's right. You had that. For fear of, I don't want to expose your surgery since there's HIPAA laws, but everything went well?
Yeah, I had my hip replaced, my hip socket and ball joint. Yeah, it's unbelievable. I mean, I'm still working on a walker, but I was able to get out to my shack tonight over, walking on grass with a walker. So, yeah. But but waiting a half hour for the net to start, I got really tired. So I'm going to go in the house and go to bed, and you have a good rest of the net.
Well, very good. They had you up the next day, did they not, the following morning?
No, as soon as I woke up, within an hour.
Oh, wow. They're really pushing. Pretty soon they're going to give you surgery while you're walking around.
And I was so nauseated from the anesthesia. It was the worst nausea I ever had in my life. In fact, it was so bad, I got to find out what they used so that
when I had my hernia surgery, I didn't have any nausea. So I want to see if there was what the differences were in the anesthesia that they used, because it was rough. That was the roughest thing. Was the first hour after being awake. They wanted me to get up, and as soon as I got up, I was like unbelievably nauseated. But everything's great. I mean, I'm off the codeine. I'm just taking ibuprofen now, and I'm going up and down the steps. I can sleep in my own bed tonight. So it's off. See you Wednesday night. Or I'll see you before that probably. So I may not be okay or clear.
Yeah, very good, Dennis. Glad to have you in there. I'm glad your surgery went well. I forgot that you were having it, but I wonder why I hadn't heard from you, but now I remember why. But yeah, Dennis just had surgery for a hip replacement, and it's Whiskey 9 Bravo Oscar Quebec, and he's up in I'll give you the name of the place in a second. Forgot the name. Northeast of Madison and closer to Hartsville. All right, Dennis, appreciate you being there. Hope you feel better. And I understand you're getting around good, so that's a good sign. All righty, who else? East of Mount Juliet Road, please come.
Hey, I'm sorry,
Hey, Stan, how are you this evening? You getting too many emails or too few?
No, they're fine with me.
Okay, very good. Did you get your little long 70 centimeter Yagi up and running?
Yeah, I got up and running. I posted a pic of it on the group, and I'm not going to hit some of the repeaters around, so I don't know if I'll be able to do 70 centimeter simplex over or not, but I've forgotten how far away that 442.800 repeater is. But I was thinking it was one of the M-Tier repeaters.
I'd have to look it up myself. Radio, no, repeater, what is that one? Repeater book. And it would have that, definitely, they'll tell you. Repeater book, you know that one, right?
I guess I'll take a look there.
All right, that's Stan. Kilo Mike 4, Hotel Quebec Echo, and he's in just a little bit north of downtown Lebanon. Great signal as always. Who else? East of Mount Juliet Road?
KG4 about there.
All righty, you doing all right there? You getting enough emails or you want more?
I'm getting plenty. I'm happy with what I got. If you send more, it's fine. Just means I have to sit here and read them all.
Well, if you notice, I try to make the emails out very short. You know, I don't make them real long-winded like I do on the radio. But yeah, you can always. What's great about I probably delete 80% of the emails I get. You know, just stuff I don't want to read today. I just delete them. But not from local hams. I don't delete those. But yeah, you're doing good. You're on low power again.
No, I put it back on high.
I'm just curious. I didn't know. Sound good though? Everything going all right? How about you got the email squared away? All right. You ready for sideband later?
I guess. Where you going? What's that band? What frequency?
144 200.
Oh, okay. I wasn't quite sure. I thought maybe it was going to be the UHF. Yeah, I'm ready. I'll leave it on the vertical so everybody can hear me. But yeah, everything's going well over here, Paul. Hope everything went well with you today, and everybody out there at the net on the net. Hope everything went well with everybody else out there. And goodness, Stan, man, you're killing me over here. I have to step back away from the radio and yank my headphones out of the radio. You scare me so much. You scare me. All right. Well, that's enough of that. KC4 reminds me back to that.
Well, you're just going to have to put up an iron curtain on your east side of your antenna there to stop Stan's signal from bothering.
I don't think there's anything to stop it. I couldn't find anything.
You may be right. I'm not sure how you'd stop that. Well, yeah, you could. You could put in a corner reflector, which almost has zero. Has 100% almost 100% rejection from the dark side. You know.
Yeah. All right. Well, I just you sounded good, Stan. I'm just playing with you there. But yeah. There's too much going on other than that. on a little bit of sideband. I put up an antenna Wes gave me, and it seems to work fairly well. I think it works fine. I'm already loving it, and I hadn't even made a contact yet.
Oh, cool. You're able to, obviously, you can receive on it then.
Yeah, but hell, there wasn't nobody, excuse my language, there wasn't nobody out there. It was just static, so I'm just happy that it went up with ease, and it's not very heavy, and I didn't even have to mess with it. Never even had to touch it. Just tighten some bolts and put it on a phone.
Sounds good. All right, I'm just messing with some software stuff. You're trying to get the camera to just get a closer view. Everybody wants to look at me and shit. All right, I'll catch you later, Kevin. You have a good signal. You were about 20 over, so you're doing great. All right, who else east of Mount Juliet? Anybody else east of Mount Juliet Road? All right, over to the north. North of Lebanon Road, north of Division Street, please come.
KG4S1.
Hey, how you doing tonight, Charles?
Tired.
Your signal was, I don't know, your signal's okay to me, but it's kind of weak. Do you have some more antenna problems?
Haven't touched a thing.
Yeah, because Mike, who's over there, in Belshire, he was unable to copy you very well last time, and he should be able to hear you perfectly. He's a lot closer than I am.
Yeah, I haven't done a thing. I see a lot of leaves falling, but I haven't heard y'all talk about the Kavanaugh thing today. I'm actually looking it up to try to find out more about it.
Yeah, well, the simple answer is he got confirmed by the Senate on I think a 50 to 44 vote, 50 to 48 votes. And it was kind of a done deal anyway. It just caused a lot of problems getting to that point, trying to delay it. But such is life in politics.
Other than that, I'm getting ready to get back on the road.
Great. When do you hope to start?
After the wife has the baby, which is the 15th or 16th.
Oh, you got to wait that long. Oh, boy. I got you. Well, that's not too far away, really. That's only 10 days maybe away. But anyway, I hope all goes well with her and all goes well with your job.
Thank you.
Very good. That was Charles in Cottontown. Kilo Golf 4, Sierra Foxtrot. I'd love to hear some reports about him as we move along about his signal strength. Who else north of Mount Juliet Road or north of Lebanon Road? North of Mount Juliet, please come in. Hey, Steve. So, were you guys happy with the Ham Fest in Bowling Green?
I was very pleased with it. Had a decent turnout.
Good. Glad to hear it. The weather was good, obviously.
Yeah, we launched that balloon. I don't know where it's at right now, but it made it off the ground. Didn't make it into the trees this time.
I didn't know what happened. That's what happened last year?
Yeah, the first one did.
Okay. Well, is that still up in the air with, will that show up on the Google map for APRS?
Yeah, but I don't remember what the call sign is. You'll have to go to the Vet City website to look at it.
All right. For those of you listening, the Vet City AmFest put up a balloon with an APRS beacon on it, and so you'll be able to track that. If it's still up in the air, you will be able to. Hopefully it will be. And if you go to the Vet City AmFest site, you can either that or for the club site, which is.
I think it's for the Vet City AmFest.
All right, very good. We'll give it a try there, but you'd be able to find it anyway because it's going to show up hopefully as a balloon on the APRS map, just to find out where that went. It's funny how the wind currents carry those balloons around. I hadn't done that until about a year ago. I followed one of those, and I didn't realize how much they drifted around, going around in circles. All right, very good, Steve. You got a good signal in here, and the audio's good. Signal's a little low, but not terrible.
Yeah, you're about half scale on these today.
Well, actually, I just looked. You're about S7 into my station, so it's not doing too bad.
Yeah, I wish I could have bought another antenna today, but I didn't.
Well, save up for the best one you can afford. You know the deal.
Oh, yeah, I know.
All right, very good. That was Steve. And that's Kilo 4 Whiskey Kilo Uniform, and he's just a little bit north of Bowling Green. almost due north of me, about 65 miles or so. All right, great signal, Steve. Who else north of Mount Juliet? Please come in. Over to the west, then we'll catch you on late check-ins if it's still there and a little slow. West of Mount Juliet, west of Wilson County, please come in.
KM4YRF.
So, Michael, how did you find? Did you hear Charles' signal today?
I was able to hear him better than the other night. I got about every other word, I think, and I can't figure out what the deal is.
No. Apparently something's happened because normally you should be able to hear him great.
Yeah, I've always been able to hear him before.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe something happened to his antenna and he doesn't know it.
I hope not.
No, I hope not too. That's the only thing I can think of, or a tree grew up and blocking the view.
Yeah, I can't figure it out.
All right, well you're doing fine. Too many emails, or you ignore them?
Oh no, I never can have too many emails.
Yeah, I go to my spam. I only get about 100 a day, and those I have to review too to make sure none of them are real. But all right, very good. Glad to have you in there. You got a great signal with your new. You're still happy with the antenna, I think.
Extremely.
Yeah, I get it. I think everybody would have the same answer, quite honestly, if they had this antenna, because it really is a good. It makes such a difference. And I'm not sponsored by anybody to say that. So, and I know Michael isn't either, because we both had to save up our dollars and somehow justify the expense. I actually had to deliver it at night so my wife wouldn't see it.
That's a good plan. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, very good. And then I said, no, I just ordered a big fence post. That's all it was in that circular container.
Well, mine came in a square box. I was looking for the round cardboard container, but mine came in a square box.
Okay. Gigaparts does it differently. It comes in one of those cylinders, those hard cardboard cylinders.
Yeah, I was looking forward to having that to put it back into if I ever have to take it down.
Yeah, no, that's why I saved the one I got in case I want to take it down or whatever the deal is. I just hate to get rid of it.
Well, I kept my box. I'm gonna stick it up in the attic, and then I'll have it if I ever need it.
Yeah, very good. Got to have something for those, what do they call it, silverfish to eat.
That's exactly right.
All right, very good. That's Michael, Kilo Mike 4, Yankee Romeo Foxtrot. He's in Bellshire, northeast of Nashville. Who else? West of Mount Juliet Road, west of Mount Juliet.
Greg Antioch.
That was, hit me again with the first three. Was it KM4? KM4 CVE, was that the one?
No, I'm sorry, Kilo Delta 4 Charlie Victor Echo, Greg and Antioch.
Ah, very good, Greg. Yeah, you sound good. I'm sorry, I heard you, and I just I didn't hear the first part, which is not too unusual. But you sound good tonight. You're doing well. Are you on the mailing list?
I don't believe I am, but I don't check emails, so I might be. Who knows?
Okay, very good. I'll take a look later. It's not a big deal. No, we just send out reminders for the net, and every once in a while I send out some pertinent ham information, or not too many. I try to keep them short because I know how annoying getting lots of mails can be, especially if you got hundreds to deal with.
Well, that sounds good. Where do I subscribe?
You can go right to let's see, what's the easiest way? If you go to Yahoo Groups, just Yahoo Groups, which Yahoo has a section called Groups, and it's just look it up under MJ_SS, and it's in ham radio section. But if you just do a search in that ham radio group, you'll see the not C. If you do a search for MJ_SS, it should come right up.
Sounds good. I got it.
Very good. Well, good to have you in there, Greg. And that's Greg. He's in Antioch, and that's Kilo Delta for Charlie Victor Echo. And good to have you in there, Greg. Great signal, by the way. Who else west of Mount Juliet?
Whiskey 4 Alpha Whiskey Echo.
Another proud Diamond 700X owner.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. So you sold the other antenna, I hear.
Yeah. In fact, I've been looking forward to hearing it on the air. I haven't heard it yet.
Okay, I haven't either, but maybe he's holding back on us until I'm going to surprise us. Well, he had some other work to do. He had some other work to do. I think on his mast, but I'm not sure what stage he was at or if he was ready or not.
If it's anything like my projects, I've got things I intended to have on the air this time last year, and they're still, in the basement next to the door.
Yeah, I think we all do that. Not only do we have projects, we order stuff in and we get it, and then we look at it, oh yeah, that's great, and then it sits for a while, and then we go, why did I order that again?
By the way, Jimmy, who bought the hex beam, I forget his call. I've always had a good copy on him, but he's a full S8 plus with that new hex beam.
Well, he's using the hex beam on HF now.
Oh, I thought he got a little one for VHF.
Well, he may have. Jimmy, are you still there?
Yes, sir.
Which antenna are you using for UHF, VHF?
No, this is an HF antenna, 20 meters to 6 meters.
Okay, but on your regular VHF antenna, which one are you using?
Oh, right now I've got a 4-element beam up in my attic.
There's your answer, John.
Yeah, it's S9.
And obviously you have it pointed, which way do you have it pointed? You have it pointed towards me or more toward the west?
It's pointed southwest, so that would be in your direction.
Man, it must be bouncing off of something, John.
Yeah, well, he's pretty much aimed southwest would get him towards me as well.
Yeah, I think with a 4-element beam, you're probably right. It would cover, well, I don't know if I'm in the center or I'm on the side of it, but yeah, I think you're right.
A 4-element is perfect for this kind of thing. It's, some of the ones where you get up into 7 or 12 or more elements, that node starts getting so narrow, it's like a pencil beam.
Yeah, I'm sure that's true. I've never had that. I mean, I have a 9-element, that M² one, and when I notice how little just a little variation off of somebody's signal, and it degrades immediately.
Yeah, it is amazing. But anyway, I'll let you move on. I'll be standing by listening.
Yeah, very good, John. I hope to hear. I haven't heard Richard today, and he should have been in East. Maybe he's in late. I hope. All right, very good, John. It was John in Bellshire. Excuse me, not Bellshire, but Bellevue. It's Whiskey 4 Alpha Whiskey Echo. Great signal, running about 90 watts, I believe. At least he has always in the past. Who else? West of Mount Juliet Road. West of Mount Juliet, west of Wilson County, please. Yeah, nothing. We'll move around to the south of I-40, please come.
K4TYJ.
Yeah, hold on, Jim. I heard the Kilo November 4. Who is that?
MPV, this is Terry Murfreesboro.
Ah, very good, Terry. Yeah, there was a little bit of a double there, so I didn't catch who you were. You doing all right?
Yeah, doing okay there, Paul. How about you?
I'm doing great. You got S9 into my station tonight. You're doing well.
Okay, that sounds good. I appreciate that. You're sounding real good as always over here in Murfreesboro.
Yeah, I think I only told one person. I went back and I redid my, I have a little microphone preamplifier that's a tube type amplifier, and I decided I'd monitor it and check it out and set it up right, and I got the impression the audio improved, but I haven't heard anybody complain, so I'm presuming it's still working well.
Sounds good. I think I did hear an improvement in it. I sure do.
Yeah, I understand. And usually it's, well, given the nature of, I turned on my Alinco radio the other day, and I realized how bad the internal audio, the internal speaker was. I said, man, I'm going to get another speaker for that one, because sometimes you can't tell the difference if you got a cheap speaker. I'll put it that way.
Yeah, that's right. Well, you're sounding good there as always over here in Murfreesboro, Paul. Appreciate the comeback, and hello to anyone that can hear me. I'm still talking on the smaller little radio that I got, my Yazoo's out in the pickup. But anyway, I won't hold you any longer and let you get to everybody else and enjoy your night. And I hope everybody else does that can hear.
Yeah, very good. That's Terry. Kilo November for Mike Papa Victor, and he's down in Murfreesboro. And Jim down in Woodbury. How you doing, Jim?
I'm doing good, Paul.
That's it. Just good.
Oh yeah, I just got back from eating dinner down in Murfreesboro. Celebrating the anniversary tonight, so it was a good night.
Wow. See, my wife wouldn't let me on the air for our anniversary.
Tonight's not the anniversary. We just had the dinner. 3 days ago was the anniversary.
Yeah, she even gave you some slack on that. I mean, even within a few days on the air. Hey,
Yeah, it's better than sitting there watching TV.
Very good. Yeah, you know the honeymoon's over when. Well, I knew a guy since the Silent Key, but his wife, he was a ham radio operator for his whole life, 60 or 70 years, and his wife told me one time, she goes, you know, she told my mother too. We were lifelong friends. I lived in Virginia, and she says, when I die, he's going to come home from the funeral, go down in the basement, and get back on his radio.
Oh, I'm sure. All right, Paul. It sounded good as usual down here in beautiful Woodbury.
Yeah, very good, Jim. You sound good as well. You were a solid S9 here in the my station.
Solid 10 watts.
Oh, wow. Well, 10 watts again is doing great, and that's all you need with that nice beam you have. So glad to hear it. It was Jim, Kilo Echo 4 Tango, Uniform Juliet. He's in Woodbury. Beautiful down. Well, he's not quite in downtown. He's a couple miles. He's just a couple miles north of the Dollar General store.
I'm 7 miles from outside of town.
7 miles or so from the Dollar General store. If you guys can hear on the air, two dogs running around chasing each other like everything. Hey, get it! Yeah, that'll go out on YouTube. They'll be yelling at the dogs. All right, Jim, good to have you in there. Who else south of 40? Please come up.
Whiskey Victor 4 Delta.
Hey, Ken, how are you doing?
Doing good tonight, Paul. What have you changed? Your audio is better.
I had purchased, and I had taken it offline for a while because I was having issues trying to get it adjusted, but I finally got it. Put it back on when nobody was paying attention, and I adjusted this. It's a little audio, it's a preamplifier for this microphone. And it has a couple of dials on it, and it was confusing to set up, really, having not had one before. But I set it up using another radio as a monitor and listened to myself as I changed the decibel level on it. I think I got it right.
Yes, sir, you did. You're stronger than you've ever been because your signal is like bending my needle down here in Smyrna. But your audio is nice and crisp now.
Well, very good. The only thing that I also changed, I thought to myself, well, I better check. I checked the, you get a choice on the high, medium, low on microphone sensitivity on the radio. So I had that on high sensitivity, and I reduced it to medium because one of the issues it says in the book, and it would be true of any system that has a sensitivity setting, but it says the higher you set it, the more background noises you're going to hear. When you're people in the other room. I don't really want that. If I've got an audio preamp and a sensitive mic, I certainly don't need to have the radio set to high sensitivity.
That's right. You still running that high mic?
Yes, that's right. The PR77.
Yes, sir. Well, you sound great tonight, too. And I'm running that how that you and I talked about the other day. And, of course, receive is exactly the same. I don't know what's going on with weather conditions or what, but I heard every single check-in tonight. Even, what was his name, Steve from Bowling Green?
Yeah, exactly. That's Steve. He's a little north of Bowling Green. He's about 65 miles north of me.
All right. I even heard him and everybody else, so I don't know what's going on tonight.
Well, that's good. Glad to hear it. You'll be happy to hear that if Steve's still on frequency, and that was Ken. He's in Smyrna. That's Whiskey Victor 4 Delta. Yeah, I appreciate the good signal report. I really hadn't. Well, I think I only talked to one or two people about that since I did that, and I seem to be happier with the results. I don't know. I'm not listening, but I'm glad you gave me some feedback on it. And again, that was Ken, Whiskey Victor 4 Delta in Smyrna. Who else south of 40?
Kilo, go 4, Sierra, Yankee, Victor.
All right, Larry, how you doing? Did you notice any difference in my signal strength or signal quality?
Not a whole lot, but it's up there pretty good. I hear a little bit of something in the background, Paul, but I can't make out what it is.
Might be my meth lab.
Oh, I turn your fan off.
No, I don't. Yeah, there may be. I may want to double check on that myself, monitor the signal. Again, I might do it after the net, just to hear what that is. But see, you're a good indicator because you're a pretty good distance away, but you got a great height on the antenna, so you hear quite a bit.
It sounds like a little fan, but I can't guarantee it.
Yeah. Hold on one second. See if this goes. Hang on.
It's a very small phone, Paul.
All right. Did any of it go away?
Well, I can't tell right now.
All right. If I stay on the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, is there anything background noise now?
Yeah, it's still there.
Okay, so good, very well. But I'm going to double check that myself. That was one of the problems I was having before. It was very evident before, and I just was trying to get the settings right. So hold on one second.
Well, it's not that bad right now. I mean, I gotta turn the volume up to listen for it, so it's not that bad.
All right, very good. Appreciate that feedback, Larry. You sound good yourself, though. It was Larry, Kilo Echo 4, Sierra Yankee Victor again, Kilo Echo 4, Sierra Yankee Victor. He's in Rockville. Sound good, Larry? Appreciate you being there. Who else south of 40?
K4OFO.
Hello, Donnie. Sound good?
Thank you. Appreciate it. As far as the emails, I'm still not getting for some reason, Paul.
All righty. I'll have to double check on it. You should be getting them. I mean, did you actually sign up or did you respond to my request? Or one of those things?
I think I responded to it. I may not have signed up.
Well, we'll find out. Yeah, because what we're getting obviously is just to be able to communicate and see some of the people that are selling stuff. You know, just routine things, but it's all related to what we're doing here in this area. It's nothing super extraordinary. And anyway, I'll make a point to get that on the email for Don. All right, very good. I shall do it. We'll figure out how to get that figured out. So, well, you're not answered already on the email. All right, very good. Anything else for the net?
Negative. Appreciate it. 73, everybody.
Yeah, you're like 20 over here, so you sound great. Were you copying Charles up in the Cotton Town? Were you on the air then?
Oh, I have no problem here, Charles, at all.
Okay, very good. Very good. That's interesting, though, because Mike's up in Belshire. He should be able to hear him fine, and he can't. And the signal is a little low, but it's not significantly low. That, you know, it's hard to hear. All right, very good. Again, that was Donnie, Kilo 4 Oscar, Foxtrot Oscar, and he is just about, he's in Hermitage, but he's about 6 miles south of my location here in Mount Juliet, just east of Percy Priest Lake, just east of Mount Juliet Road. All right, who else south of 40? Well, then we shall push for late check-ins. Do we have any late check-ins? Any place, anywhere, north, south, east, or west?
K4IDC, south and west.
Is that like Big and Rich, or?
Maybe not.
How you doing, Robin? You doing okay? You got a good signal? How are you copying my audio tonight?
Oh, you sound lovely.
Lovely. I don't want to be lovely.
Well, it ain't humming and buzzing like it used to.
Yeah, okay. So you'd be a good indicator. Somebody else said there was a slight, ever so slight hum on it. I did adjust it down a minute amount just to see if that made a change. I don't know. Well, we'll find out. As long as I've got good audio and it's not a noticeable hum, I guess I'm happy.
Right. Sounds good. I think you got it nailed down.
All right, very good. That was Robin Kilo 4 India Delta Charlie, and he is about 6 miles south of me. Also, but he's west of Mount Juliet Road, closer to Percy Priest Lake. And are you still using the new antenna?
The new what antenna?
The newer. I said newer antenna.
Oh, yeah, yes,
Well, very good, Robin. Good to have you in there. Good signal. Who else? Late check-ins, please come. Anybody, anywhere, any place. Late check-ins.
K1SPD.
Oh boy, you're being polite or just late?
I was watching hockey game.
Oh yeah. Is it who's playing tonight?
Preds were in Brooklyn playing the Islanders, and we won.
Excellent. Yeah, I used to be such a big hockey fan when I was a kid, and after I got away from the North, I didn't watch much hockey after that. So I haven't followed hockey hardly at all since 1969, maybe.
No, wow, so you haven't been to a game in Nashville?
Not in Nashville, no. The last live hockey game I went to was I went to see when Minneapolis still had the North Stars, and they were playing Toronto, which was my team of choice growing up because I only grew up about 60 miles south of Toronto.
Yeah. You ought to go down there. They have a real good house.
Oh, I'm sure. Hockey arenas are great because they're usually, relatively small, so you're close to the arena, and the noise is usually good, and you have a good view of all the players. Of course, that's the problem with hockey is you have to have some understanding of the sport. It's like asking somebody who's never learned about soccer, they don't understand that either. But once you understand what hockey is, man, it's one of the fastest, greatest skilled sports on the planet.
Ditto on that one. We're doing a side band after this?
Yes, we are. And of course, we're going to ask for any sell, swap, trade, or swindle, too, if we got any.
Okay. Carry on, K1SPD.
Yeah, very good. Anybody else late check-in, please come in. You don't want to fall into the category of lurkers, sandbaggers, lollygaggers, or scanner listeners. Anybody else, please come in. Got nothing. All righty. We shall then close this portion of the net. And we'll move on to, does anybody have anything to sell, trade, swap, swindle, or give away? Nothing to sell. All right. I got some used paint if you want.
Still have a Yaesu FT2000.
Is that the free one?
Yeah, free plus 1200.
Do you think that's a good question? I thought about that as I see these rigs for sale like that one. That's a very nice, transceiver that FT. Again, for people who can't hear Robin, if they can, he's selling an FT2000. Excuse me, an FT, 2000, $1,200, excellent condition. I guess the question is, in this day and age, as we seem to be moving toward SDR rigs that are hyper sophisticated, what's going to happen to the older rigs? Even the older modern rigs, I guess, is the key there.
Prices are falling. Watch your head.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I guess it's good and bad. I mean, the problem is that I know in my case, I would have a hard time. I hardly can know all the features of my FT 897. And so to me, to get a rig that's 3 times as sophisticated, which isn't hard to do, I don't know what I do with all the features.
Yeah, I understand. Well, Yaesu has a history of catering to contractors for their upper end rigs anyway. So if you're not a contractor, you're going to find some features there that aren't particularly useful for the casual operator.
Yeah, I understand. Well, again, one of the nice things that seems to be true about the bigger rigs, the more expensive rigs, is they have so much better audio and so much better, I'm not even sure the right word about it. The receive quality is so much better and the audio is so much better. It makes a huge difference.
Right. So anyway, I sold the helicopters today. That's gone, but still have the A2 and still have a 50 amp Astron.
50 amp Astron power supply, right?
That's correct. No meters.
Don't need no stinking meter. Either works or it don't work.
Yeah.
The first new Astron I bought was that way. He says, you can have this one for X amount, however much it was, for the 50 amp. Or you can have this one with two meters on it. What do I need to stinking meters for? It's a power supply.
Well, you know, I kind of like the meters, so I like to see the voltage is where it should be. And occasionally, it's really handy to know how much current a certain appliance connected to it is drawing.
Yeah, no, I understand. It's just, it's almost, in some ways, that's almost too much information, almost, because how often does it really come up that it's important, unless you're making adjustments to the output of a transceiver that's, you know, connected. Well, no, even that wouldn't be necessarily connected to the power supply if you had an amp on it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. I know what you're saying, and it is convenient to have meters on it. Sometimes I think those meters are just for looks. All right, very good. Appreciate it. And it's a 50 amp Astron power supply. It's a 12 volt power supply and $1,200 FT2000. Anybody else? Anything else for sale, swap, trade, or swindle? I know Scott, do you still have that free 2 meter, I think it was Lincoln?
DR150, no tones. Good for Simplex for a good beginner.
And the 150 is a 50 watt radio, I forget.
That's what it says. I haven't put it on the meter.
You need one of them power supplies with the meters on it. All right, very good. A Alinco, we'll call it a Simplex radio since it has no ability to do tones, which can't ask for better than a 50 watt free radio. So anyway, I would prefer that go to, I think Scott would too, somebody who actually needs it as a new ham, a young ham, who doesn't have the coin to make it happen. Anything else or any interest in that radio?
Yeah, and that is where it needs to go.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, you wouldn't. Actually, somebody who was wanting to do APRS could buy the radio, couldn't they?
Yeah, or Echolink or something like that. That's what I had it for. It was given to me, and I had it set up on as an Echolink box, and decided not to. When I tore down the station and went to put it back up, and I said, nah, I'm not going to run through this stuff again. So it's just sitting around.
I got you. Another sit or something collecting dust, and you don't want to let it go to waste. All right, that's a DR150, no tone, free to a needy supplier, a needy recipient, and a few bucks for a nice offer for somebody who's going to use it for something productive like Echolink or APRS or whatever. All righty. Who else? Anybody else got anything to sale, swap, or swindle here?
Paul, I still got that 5/8 ground plane, 5/8 wave ground plane that's free to anybody that needs an antenna to start with.
All right, 5/8 wave ground plane for starter antenna. Somebody needs that. You had to get that in the Alinco, and they're in business.
Hey, I'll lay claim to that 5/8 wave ground plane. My next door neighbor's 16-year-old son passed his technician license today.
Aha! You hear that, Michael? Doesn't have free shipping, so I'll let you guys communicate with one another.
Yeah, I heard that, and I'd be happy to bring it to you.
Thank you, Michael. K4 IDC.
Yeah, I think that's what we need to me, that's what I think that all new hams need to do when they pass their test is not to give them radio equipment, but get them immediately involved in some form of Simplex on a regular basis. Doesn't have to be here, obviously, because that way they get their feet wet and understanding a little more about how their signal works and what they got to do to make it work.
Well, I gave the neighbor's son a Radio Shack HTX 202 this evening at about 7 or 7:30, and told him about the net and put the frequency in memory location 3 on the radio and gave him a mag mount 2 meter antenna. So, but he doesn't have his call sign yet. passed the test, but that's as far as it is.
Oh, great. So hope he's listening. And if you are, congratulations on working on getting the thing done and getting a license, because it's a lot of fun. Well, I think it's a lot of fun anyway. I don't think any of us would be here if it wasn't fun.
Ask him if he needs this mobile. That's what I'm looking for to give it to.
Yeah, does he need a mobile there, Robin?
I don't know if needs the right word, but he'd probably take it.
All right. Well, again, we're looking for somebody who is, well, let's just say not affluent enough. In other words, somebody who needs a free radio, not somebody who just wants one.
Is that Lenko just a 2-meter rig?
Yes.
It does receive 440 and airband.
Well, he might be interested.
All right, just let me know.
Well, maybe we'll do that. You ought to make an offer and say, this is on a semi-loaner plan. If he gets something else, just give it back and we'll give it to somebody who does need it.
There you go, that'll work.
Yeah, what was that phrase I constantly hear in the last few years? It's pay it forward, you know. You just help somebody else out when you're ready to move on. All right, very good. Do we have anybody else? We got that 5/8 wave ground plane. It's just made a lateral move here for no expense and maybe a radio to boot. Anybody else have anything to sell, swap, trade, swindle, or give away? All righty, then if there isn't any more, I'll try to get that up on the web, or if you would, put that up, Robin, those 3 items. No, there's 2 items, excuse me, the Astron and the FD2000. Just dropped a note to the group so they'll know again. And I don't think we have to put anything else if those other items are resolved. So, anybody else have anything else with a sell, swap, trade, or swindle? All righty, if that's true, then we need to move over to. By the way, I just want to give it just came to mind here. We had a couple of hundred people in the last 30 days. I forget what it is. That go to the website, the 146.415.net, and the statistics show that there's an average. Because sometimes there are multiple hits on the site. They get 0. They actually didn't want to be there. They just came and went because they realized it wasn't where they wanted to be. But the average for 159, I think it was somewhere around 1.5 minutes on the page, which is it's a fair amount of time if they just glancing over it, and you get to read quite a bit in a minute and a half, because I don't expect anybody to sit there, and the website doesn't have that much data. But anyway, there is a great deal of interest in Simplex Radio, and that's from all over the United States, Canada, predominantly those 2 places, and then of course England, and even had some from Egypt, and I think one was from Oman or Yemen or someplace like that. All right, well, very good. Close out this portion of the net, and we'll move over to unless there's any more information, any questions, any fill, the issue on the 2-meter sideband is on 144.200, 144.200 sideband, that's upper sideband, and it is vertical orientation. Any questions on that? All righty, we'll give her a try. We'll catch you guys later. We had a good net. I think there was 19, if I counted correctly, which is a little below average, but it's no real matter. While we keep track, we're not trying to. Well, everybody doesn't need to check in every time we have a net. Really things that simple. And everybody can't check in because of other commitments. So, all righty, closing this net out and going to 144.200. I'll be right there after I switch the antenna over to the other radio. K4P. No. This is K4 PEW with the side bin portion of the Mount Juliet Simplex Net. Is anybody east of Mount Juliet Road?
KE4 TWR.
Yeah, all righty. We got West in there, KE4 TWI. Who else we got east of Mount Juliet Road?
KG4MIZ.
KG4MIZ. All right, very good. Very good. That was Kevin over there in Lebanon. Who else we got east of Mount Juliet Road? Anybody else east of Mount Juliet?
I'm southeast. Is that close enough?
Yeah, well, that'll do.
Alright, Jim, southeast. Kilo Echo 4 Tango Yankee Juliet.
Yeah, very good, Jim. We'll come back in a minute. Who else? Anybody else east of Mount Juliet Road? All righty, north of Mount Juliet, north of Lebanon Road. Anybody north of Lebanon Road? All right, west of Mount Juliet, please come in.
Whiskey 4 Alpha Whiskey Echo.
Ah, very good, John. Good, strong signal in there. Are you copying anybody else?
Yeah, I did copy the first two in the east, over.
Ah, okay, very good. Just want to make sure. I was pretty sure you would, but just want to double check. Hold on. Okay, that's John over there in Bellevue. Who else we got west of Mount Juliet? How about south of Lebanon Road, south of, 40, please come in.
I'm the sheriff, Papa Delta.
Hey, there you go, Scott. Were you hearing everybody?
I got 1, 2, 3, 4, unless I missed one.
Yeah, all right. Well, I believe you're number 6, but we had Wes in Watertown, and we had me, and then, of course, Kevin over in Lebanon, and Jim in Woodbury, and then John over there in Bellevue, and then you, of course, you heard yourself.
Yep, I got everybody.
All right, very good. Is anybody else south of 40? All righty, then we got a grand, what did I just say, 6, which I think we had 6 or 7 last time. But yeah, glad to hear everybody in there. I just find it interesting how the signals are slightly distorted because of the very easy way to just. It's easy to get off frequency with the radios because there's so little latitude. Hey, Wes, are you copying me all right?
Yeah, you're actually weaker. Usually you're stronger. I tuned into you and you sound real good now.
Yeah.
I play with the radio and it works good.
Yeah, all right. I realized I was on 5 watts, man. That's me, K4PW.
Well, you came up to an S7. That made a big difference.
Yeah, I bet it did. Now everybody can hear me, I guess. Let me try one more time. Is anybody hasn't checked in yet? Nobody, everybody's checked in. Well, anyway, so we can wrap that up. Really, I don't know that we need to do much more evaluation, but tonight we had Kilo Echo 4, Tango Whiskey India West down in Watertown, me, K4PEW here in Mount Juliet, Kilo Golf 4, Mike India Zulu over in Lebanon, Kilo Echo 4, Tango Yankee Juliet in Woodbury, Whiskey 4, Foxtrot, I'm sorry, Alpha Whiskey Echo, John over in Bellevue, and Kilo 1, Sierra Papa Delta, and where is he? Laverne. Is there anybody else before I move on here? Well, very good. Yeah, I had it on 5 watts when I was doing that audio testing the other day, and I forgot all about it. There seems to be a it actually ought to say on the display what power setting you're on. That would be helpful to most hands, I think. All right, well, very good. I'll close this portion on that unless anybody has anything to add. Well, very good. I appreciate all the check-ins and people. We've got lots of options in the event we do need to communicate. I can't imagine we'd have to go to sideband, but at least it gives a tested equipment to make sure it works. So we'll catch everybody later. This is K4PEW closing the net 73 to all. All righty. What time are you leaving? Whoops. What? All right. Just want to say thank you to everyone who checked in. I was going to do a pre thing in here to thank everybody, but I appreciate everybody showing up. You guys have a good night, and gals, whoever's listening, whoever's watching, have a good one, and we'll catch you next time. K4PEW.